be getting back on the boat. I'm excited to start the big leg ahead of us.
Element of trepidation because the waves are meant to be huge.
Australia's going to be awesome, and Southern Ocean's going to be awesome too, so bring it on.
Slightly apprehensive, slightly nervous. I've been told the waves are huge.
Weather-wise, anyway. So have a good one, guys. Stay safe. How's it? Bye, guys. Good luck, David. Good luck, Nick. Good luck, Josh. David.
Charlie Victor 3-1. Slip your lines. Slip your lines.
Well, let's go. Let's do this. I mean, it's 3.5 weeks and who knows what's going to happen, but we're all excited, we're all pumped, and yeah, bring it on.
Having had such a great start coming over the line, we now seem to have found our own little unique wind hole. And there we have, Table Mountain is still there. Ocean racing, you get what you get and don't get upset.
The sun's out, it's warm. Yeah, it's lovely, having a lovely time. Just what I thought leg 3 would be like.
Wind's increasing, so we're having to put a smaller sail up, so we're switching from a Yankee 2 to a Yankee 3.
Okay, hatch closing.
Hatch closing.
Yeah, got it.
Got a big front coming up today, and it's going to be the first front that we've got on this on this race, and our first big ocean front for quite a few of our crew. So really important for me that the crew get rested before we have a couple of days of exciting sailing.
So at the moment we're kind of heading in a southerly direction. We're getting southerly to go find those winds that we want. Okay, when this front comes over tomorrow, generally the winds will be 30 knots-ish. However, it will bring some big gusts. We might see some quite big numbers, maybe in the 40s, maybe in the 50s.
You must put your head into the mouth of lions for the show to be a success. So when I'm at the wheel, my head's going to be firmly in that mouth of a lion. Oh my god, exhilarating, terrifying, everything in between. I think you could firmly say that my head was right in the mouth of that lion.
Just come off the 3 till 7 a.m. watch and it's very cold. I can't feel my fingers or my toes.
Yesterday with all of that wind, we were less sort of worried about boats, our average boat speed, and more about looking after ourselves. Don't know if anyone knows, but we had 68 knots of breeze at one point. There's been stories of a few spinnakers getting damaged, so we've got a long race to go. So we're kind of sticking on slightly on the safer side for now.
Just split our code 2 in half, We did have a slight tear which was caused in the early hours of this morning, even earlier hours than it is now. And so we are at the moment, we've dropped it, got it down below, and we're just plugging in our code 3 because we're only 10 miles ahead, so we can't waste any time.
So it's a message from Sir Robin. He's a great guy, he loves this race, and he still sits there and he still writes these messages, and they do make you think, and they make you kind of realise a little bit why you're here. Like many, I am glued to the race viewer, watching your excellent progress across the Roaring Forties. I know it has been a baptism of fire for most of you. People romanticise what really wild weather is like.
Most do it from the safety of the shore, whereas you're in the middle of it and seeing it for real. It is cold, wet, damp most of the time, miserable, and dealing with the inflexible tyranny of the watch system. The only consolation is watching the distance to the finish diminishing each day, and the memories. So why do we put ourselves there? Well, as Mallory said of Mount Everest, because it's there, and there are certain types of people who want to see and experience for themselves the ultimate challenges in life that our planet can throw at us. Sometimes we suffer for the greatest experiences, but with that suffering comes the satisfaction and pride of knowing we have achieved something special, which few others have seen. Few shorebound watchers will ever understand, but that isn't the point. We don't do it to show off, we do it for ourselves. We've seen nature in all its fury and come through. Few can even imagine what it is like. So press on. At the end, you will know that you have achieved something very special in your life,
and you will be all the tougher for it.
Motion you carry!
52 knots of wind. Goodness gracious, I don't think I've ever experienced anything like that before. I never expected to.
I think the hardest part of where we're at now is probably the wet. Obviously on deck you have waves and you expect it, but then down below as well, it's just so wet. Like the condensation that like drips off everywhere, it's just like you can't really escape it.
How are you guys doing with Bekezela?
Yeah, we're doing all right. We've had a fun little evening, a fun few days. It's you know, it's been a bit of wind, obviously. We've got the few boats further south, and we have actually just overtaken Qingdao, so we are coming for you guys. I'm very sorry.
We've hit a bit of a wind hole, which we knew was coming.
In hopes to avoid the wind hole, or the worst part of the wind hole.
We're stuck in a wind hole.
Wind hole.
A wind hole?
Bekezela, who went south originally, have come out head and shoulders above in front of us, so really well done to them. This pack here is quite close as far as distance to Fremantle is concerned. The weather is going to be, it's getting lighter over the next sort of 18 hours in this deep blue, but tomorrow lunchtime it hopefully should fill in and take us all the way into Fremantle, and hopefully we'll get there in the next month.
There's no point in just following the pack and becoming the back runner. You've got to do something different. So we did go for a bit of a bold decision to go back southeast, so we actually caught the pack up and then overtook a lot of them. So yeah, that was a bold move. Quite pleased, but as I said, one thing I've learned is you just can't be at the back following. You've got to do something different if you want to catch up.
Some movement, a whole 2 knots at the moment. At the moment we're pointing the right way. So yeah, hopefully we can just kind of edge along a little bit and pick up the wind later.
Here we are, day 25, out in the ocean. Look at that. So beautiful, no wind, just kind of hanging out.
We have the kite up, we have a strong, perfect wind from the back. Feels good, but also kind of sad that this is going to be over.
It was a big deal. It was intimidating, but it turned out to be one of the most amazing experiences I've ever had in my life.
So we're 60 miles from kind of the top mark before we head down to that last bit to the finish line.
quite emotional. It's pretty hard, but it's been worth it.
Well done, mate.
Don't be down!
Well done, buddy.
BSC!